Yemen's Houthis have attacked the aircraft carrier USS Harry Truman and the US Navy task force it leads in the Red Sea. This is not the first time they have targeted these targets. The attack was reported on his Telegram channel by the official representative of the Houthi Shiite paramilitary movement Ansar Allah, Yahya Saria. In response to American aggression, the Navy, missile and unmanned aerial vehicles of our armed forces attacked enemy warships in the Red Sea, led by the American aircraft carrier Harry Truman, said a Yemeni military officer. He said that this was already the third attack on a US Navy carrier group in the last 24 hours. According to Saria, the blows, drones and cruise missiles launched by the Houthis had been carried out up until the time he made his statement. Ansar Allah spokesman said the aim of such attacks was to stop the movement of enemy ships in the Red and Arabian Seas until Israel's military operation in the Gaza Strip was completely halted and the blockade of the Palestinian enclave was lifted. These operations will not stop until the aggression against Gaza ends and the blockade is lifted, said the official representative of the Houthis. Earlier, on March the 30th, Ansar Allah militias attacked the US aircraft carrier Harry S. Truman 3 times in 24 hours. Then 2 missiles and attack drones were used. The strikes were carried out by both ground units and naval forces. Earlier, the US aircraft launched a series of airstrikes on several sites in Yemen. According to Yemeni media outlets, the airstrikes targeted the building of the water authority in the Al-Mansuriya district, southeast of Hodeidah Governorate, as well as the Washa area in Hajar Governorate, northwest Yemen, with 3 consecutive strikes. Additionally, US warplanes carried out 2 successive airstrikes on Sada Governorate in northern Yemen, causing material damage but no reported casualties so far, and 5 airstrikes targeting the Jabain area in the Sanhan district, south of the Yemeni capital, Sana'a. The Houthi attacks and the response to them have drawn new scrutiny in Washington after security officials in Trump's administration shared plans for the first round of strikes on the rebels in a group chat that included a journalist. But bombing alone may not be enough to stop the Houthis, whose earlier barrage of missile fire towards the US Navy represented the most intense combat it had seen since World War II. Folks that say, "We'll go in there and take out everyone with the last name Houthi and we'll win." The Houthi leadership has been taken out in history in the past, and they are resilient. Retired US Navy Vice Admiral Kevin Donegan said, "They came back and they grew stronger, so this isn't something that is a one and done." Meanwhile, concerns are growing over civilians being caught in the middle of the campaign. The airbase the US may use if it decides to bomb Iran's nuclear facilities is a speck of an island in the Indian Ocean that few associate with the Middle East, but that the US has used for decades to protect military power in the region. Throughout this week, the US has been amassing B-2 bombers, stealth aircraft, used for precision strikes that can evade air defense systems at Diego Garcia, an island that's roughly 700 kilometers south of the Maldives, which is home to a joint US-UK military base. According to media, current buildup of forces at Diego Garcia Air Base in the Indian Ocean: 7 B-2 Spirit strategic bombers, 8 B-52H Stratofortress strategic bombers, 7 Boeing C-17 Globemaster III transport aircraft, 10 Boeing KC-135 Stratotankers, 1 P-8A Poseidon patrol aircraft. These numbers are confirmed and are conservative estimates. This is an unprecedented amount of air power concentrated in one place. Recall in an interview with NBC News aired on March the 30th. Trump declared that Tehran faces severe consequences, potentially delivered by B-2 Spirit stealth bombers recently deployed to Diego Garcia, unless it complies within a 2-month deadline set earlier this year. The threat issued from Washington comes amid stalled diplomacy and rising fears over Iran's nuclear ambitions, spotlighting a US military posture that could reshape the region. Behind the rhetoric lies a calculated move, backed by one of the world's most advanced warplanes, signaling America's readiness to act. The timing of Trump's warning aligns with a notable shift in US military presence. Satellite imagery from Planet Labs confirmed the arrival of some B-2 Spirit bombers at Diego Garcia, a remote US base in the Indian Ocean, some 3,300 miles from Tehran. This deployment, coupled with Trump's blunt language, has fueled speculation that the administration is preparing for a potential strike on Iran's nuclear facilities. The president's ultimatum follows a letter sent to Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, 3 weeks prior, mediated through Oman, demanding a new agreement to curb Tehran's nuclear program. Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi acknowledged the letter but rejected direct talks, leaving the door ajar for indirect negotiations, according to NPR.
U.S. President Donald Trump is disappointed with his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin, believing he is involved in a meddling. This was stated by Jackie Heinrich, a correspondent for the U.S. Fox News channel. According to him, the American leader does not like Russia's slow movement in the ceasefire negotiations in Ukraine, which is why he is preparing an aggressive response against it. In response, the Trump administration is planning to impose tougher sanctions on Russia in many areas, including its shadow fleet. A good target for pressure would be to disrupt Russia's shadow fleet, which illegally transports oil through the Baltic Sea. Much of the fleet is already subject to sanctions, and 70% of Russia's illicit oil sales are through its use, Heinrich said. Donald Trump said that he was very angry, pissed off, with Russian leader, NBC reported, marking a sharp change of tone as Washington seeks to end the war in Ukraine. NBC's Kristen Welker said Trump had called her to express his anger over Putin questioning Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's future as a leader, something that Trump himself has done. Welker, on her NBC show Meet the Press on Sunday, quoted directly from an early morning telephone conversation with the president. Trump said that, if Russia and I are unable to make a deal on stopping the bloodshed in Ukraine, and if I think it was Russia's fault, then he would impose secondary tariffs on all oil coming out of Russia. Welker said Trump told her, "I was very angry, pissed off, over Putin's recent comments about Zelensky's credibility and talking about new leadership in Ukraine." Trump has been pushing for a speedy end to the more than 3-year war since taking office, but his administration has failed to reach a breakthrough despite talks with both sides. Putin rejected a joint US-Ukrainian plan for a 30-day ceasefire, and suggested Zelensky be removed from office as part of the peace process. Ukraine has accused Russia of dragging out talks with no intention of halting its offensive, with a fresh attack over the weekend on the northeastern border city of Kharkiv. Trump told NBC that Putin knows he is angry, but said that he has a very good relationship with him and the anger dissipates quickly. If he does the right thing.